friends, and welcome to our Sunday streaming services. If you're with us on Facebook or YouTube, please subscribe so that you can get notifications when we have new videos. If you're with us on Zoom, drop a hi in the chat. We would love to say hello back to you. And if this is your first time here, go ahead and sign our guest book at oakcliffuu.org/guest. Today's sermon is Zen and the Art of Transcendence with UUCOC President Beth Ferree. Happy 2022 to you all. No matter how 2021 went for you, I hope that this year is even better. That is my wish for you every single year. Every year your new year gets better. I've got my Happy New Year 2022 candle. It's got a little agate in there. It's fun. I'm going to light that up. I know it's New Year's for y'all, but as I'm recording this, we have not quite gotten that far. So once again, I hope that this year is just so much better for you. Unfortunately, it does start like this. Dallas is in the red, so our campus is shut down again. Hopefully not for very long, but it is shut down for now. I know that whenever we have a setback like that, it is really easy to think about all the bad things that are going on and focus on the negative, but that is not my way. And we are at the end of one year and at the beginning of a new one. So I want to reflect on all the good that we have done together. And it's not a complete list. A fuller list can be found in the e-blast, but even that's not complete. We have done so much this year. I am so grateful. And I want to start by saying how grateful I am for the winter solstice event that we had. I said it last week, but I'm still so grateful, especially now that we cannot be together in person. I'm grateful for the time that I had with y'all at that event and for everyone who helped put it on. So thank you for that. I'm also going to say how grateful I am. I know I'm getting to all the other good stuff, but I'm actually grateful for Zoom, which is funny because it's really messing up on me today, like a lot. It has shut me down multiple times and it's just been like, oh, Zoom doesn't exist today. So, but I am grateful that we have had this opportunity to come together every Sunday to share and worship together in whatever way that we do that. We have not missed a single Sunday this year. How amazing is that? In addition, we have been able to do widening the circle of concern with Renee once a week, every week, just about since August, and we are still going. We have had some amazing webinars and DEI events so that when we return together as a church in person, we can be more informed, more loving, more inclusive, more able. I'm so sorry, the kitten. I wish I could see this kitten just like driving me nuts in the corner over here. But hopefully when we come back, we can be more informed, more loving, more inclusive, and more able to live and represent our amazing UU values. Thank you to everyone who has been involved in that journey, who has done those things along with me or without me. I've been really happy to be a part of it. Thank you to everyone who kept our church running this whole time. It takes a whole team, it takes multiple teams to keep this thing going week after week. Like I said, we haven't had to miss a year. And y'all know, like I said, I don't want to name too many names for fear of missing someone, but Scott has to be mentioned. Thank you, Scott, so much for keeping Zoom running, for keeping all of this running and keeping us going week after week. Thank you to everyone on the worship team. Thank you to everyone who has spoken. Just thank you to everybody who has done anything to help make this whole thing work. And thank you to those who have shown up to our campus to fix and beautify our church. Faith got painted this year. It was, fine yellow color before, but now it is gorgeous. And every time I show up to the campus, I love it. I hope Scott's got a picture up here. Hope got some makeovers too, and it's looking amazing. We got new, fancier, comfier chairs, and they are purple, and I love purple, so I'm excited about those. A lot of necessary repairs got done. So thank you to everyone who was involved in any of the remodeling and any of the work and all the workday Wednesdays and all of the stuff that it took to make this stuff happen. We also had some successful fundraisers this year, including a couple of craft fairs and that totally awesome haunted forest. I loved it. The kids loved it. I hope you loved it too. It was so much fun. Thank you to everybody who was involved in those things. And think about this. We did all this stuff when a lot of churches opened. We didn't. We've been closed for most of the year. But even then, we did such an amazing job that we got like this incredible investment from UNTUC so that we could move forward in getting a new minister, which we are still working very, very hard at doing. I think that's amazing that they see our potential because it's obviously there. We are an incredible church, and I'm just so happy to be a part of it. Obviously, so many people contributed their time and talent this year. If you are one of those people, please do us one last favor. This is a thing that I procrastinate about every single year, and I won't this year. Hopefully, part of my New Year's resolution, all right, is to record those hours in our time and talent. Hopefully, there is a link here. It is in Breeze. Those hours help us get grants. They show people like UNTUC, organizations like UNTUC, what we are capable of and how much we care and how much we are willing to invest in ourselves, and they in turn can invest in us too. So go ahead and do a little math, get as close as you can, and then just submit that. All right. So seriously, wonderful year. Very happy about it. This is also your last chance to be entered into a drawing for $100. Submit your pledge. You have to do it anyway if you want to be a voting member up in the spring parish meeting. I know you want your opinion to be heard. If you want that, you've got to submit your pledge. It's what you do every year. But if you do it by tomorrow, January 3rd, or by the end of tomorrow, so you've got today and tomorrow, it's your last morning on here, then you can be entered into a drawing for a $100 gift card. What, you think you don't need the money? You need the money. You don't need the money? You want the money. Come on. Just get entered. You've got to do this anyway. You might as well stop procrastinating. Do it now. Get entered into that drawing. All right. Oh, and of course, I forgot this part. If you are able to, please consider whether you are able to increase your pledge amount. If not, we totally understand. We're not trying to get blood from a turnip here. We are just trying to invest in our ministerial search. And so if you are able, or if you are in a position to give more than you did last year, as Daniel said, I upped my pledge. Up yours. Gonna get that on a shirt someday. If you can't, no big deal. What's important is that you turn it in, and you might as well turn it in by tomorrow and get entered into that drawing. All right, that is about everything for this week. Remember, go check the e-blast for everything that you need, updates on COVID, on whether we're open, whether we're having workday Wednesdays, everything that's gone on in this wonderful year and week by week. Also join us for Talkback today at 11:15 because that is always so much fun. There are no member anniversaries, but I think I've talked enough, except to say thank you sincerely from the bottom of my heart for being a part of my spiritual journey, for being a part of my church, your church, our blessed community. Thank you for all the work that you have done, or if anything, just thank you for being here. I love you all so much, and I cannot wait till we can all be together again. So to absolutely every one of you out there, happy Sunday and a very, very happy 2022.
Good morning. Welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Church of Oak Cliff. Thank you for having the curiosity and the courage to join us. We welcome you, whoever you are, whatever spiritual tradition, gender, age, race, sexual orientation, or background you may bring to our community. We hope you will find here comfort, connection, challenge, respect, and above all, love.
May the light we now kindle inspire us to use our powers to heal and not to harm, to help and not to hinder, to bless and not to curse, to serve you, Spirit of love, compassion, and forgiveness.
Que esta luz que ahora encendemos nos inspire a usar nuestros dones y poderes para sanar y no para herir, para ayudar y no para impedir, para bendecir y no para maldecir, para servirte a ti, espíritu de amor, compasión y perdón.
Grace Meets Us Where We Are by Gretchen Haley. There is nothing you need to bring with you to be welcome here. No right beliefs or proof of citizenship, no eternal optimism or clarity of conviction, no boundless courage or endless expertise. You do not need to know what brought you here or how you will solve that problem you are turning over and over and over in your mind. Your bills do not need to be paid, and your checkbook can be a mess. Your children may have been up half the night. Your hearing aids may not be working, and your knees may be creaking. You do not need to be already perfect or even halfway to belong in this circle where grace meets us where we are, but does not leave us as it found us. Where love resides in each of us, yet is somehow more than all, where life still pulses and rages and heals and transforms, creating us and this day anew once again. Come, let us worship together.
Come sing a song with me. Come sing a song with me. Come sing a song with me, that I might know your mind. And I'll bring you hope when hope is hard to find. And I'll bring a song of love that rose in the winter time. Come dream a dream with me. Come dream a dream with me. Come dream a dream with me, that I might know your mind. And I'll bring you hope when hope is hard to find. And I'll bring a song of love that rose in the winter time. Come share a rose with me. Come share a rose with me. Come share a rose with me, that I might know your mind. And I'll bring you hope when hope is hard to find. And I'll bring a song of love and a rose in the winter time.
Because we love one another, we honor each individual's spiritual journey. We celebrate life's abundance and service to each other, our community, and the world. We connect with each other in love, respect, and acceptance. Thus do we covenant together.
And now in Spanish. Porque nos amamos uno al otro, honoramos el viaje espiritual de cada individuo. Celebramos la abundancia de la vida en el servicio a entre sí, nuestra comunidad y el mundo. Ponemos en contacto a unos con otros en el amor, respeto y acepción, así que hacemos pacto.
You are not alone with your sorrow, just as I am not alone with mine. Our covenant of right relations makes this so. You and I are bound by our promise to commune. In community, the burden of a heavy heart is shared. A burden shared is a burden lightened. At this time, we invite you to publicly post your sorrows and prayer requests to the Zoom chat or to send them to our Facebook Messenger.
When I breathe in, I breathe in peace when I breathe out. I breathe out love when I breathe in. I breathe in peace when I breathe out. I breathe out love. When I breathe in, I breathe in peace. When I breathe out, I breathe out love. When I breathe in, I breathe in peace. When I breathe out, I breathe out love. When I breathe in, I breathe in peace. When I breathe out, I breathe out love. When I breathe in, I breathe in peace. When I breathe out, I breathe out love.
This Sunday, like every Sunday, we reaffirm our promise to one another. Our promise makes clear the call to celebrate. For that which brings you joy, makes you grateful, brings you peace. We, your sacred community, celebrate. We celebrate together and magnify joy, heighten gratitude, and spread ever-increasing peace. At this time, we invite you to publicly post your joys and prayer requests to the Zoom chat or send them to our Facebook Messenger.
Spirit of light, come unto me. Sing in my heart all the stirs of compassion. Blow in the wind, rise in the sea, move in the hand, giving life the shape of justice. Roots hold me close, wings set me free. Spirit of life, come to me, come to me.
This week, the worship team decided to bring back a sermon I did in November of 2020 on transcendence and personal growth. While reviewing this sermon, I was struck not only by how apt the message is now, but by how much has happened this year that indicates the world is changing and will change through the generation currently coming of age. While it has been a difficult year for many people and the trauma is still raw for most, I see so much potential for the future. The other day, I saw a headline stating that school counselors and psychologists are overwhelmed by the number of teenagers seeking help for mental health issues. Certainly, it's concerning that there are so many young people out there who are traumatized by our current social situation. But consider this. A generation ago, we would never have heard about these struggles. Young teens who couldn't cope with the stress and struggles of adolescence were often dead before adults even knew there was a problem. Today, we have the next generation overwhelming counselors and psychologists because they see a problem and are seeking help for it. In the next decade, this will translate into a generation of mentally healthy adults raising children who are mentally healthy. We also have a huge part of the workforce realizing that the money they earn from a job is no longer enough, and they are not willing to work long hours for little pay and no benefits. They recognize their personal worth enough to hold employers accountable, even if it means many corporations will shut down. We are gradually returning to a place where our talents and gifts are recognized and appreciated, where we can trade money for goods or those things that bring us joy. Yes, it's still a work in progress, but everything has a starting point, and the road to success is not paved with money, but with respect for oneself and others. I'm also reminded that transcendence is a lifelong process, and personal growth is never a smooth path leading to a castle in the sky. It is fighting through another year of the pandemic with the determination and belief that there will be something better on the other side if we are willing to move through the basic fears that hold us hostage while we are traumatized. I invite you to take into the new year the knowledge that nothing is permanent, and this frustrating time of recycled closures and a constantly changing virus will end. In the meantime, perhaps this isn't the year to make any other resolution than this. I will continue to honor myself and my fellow humans through the dark days with the firm belief we will one day walk together again into better times. And find that one spiritual practice that speaks to you and keeps you grounded in the now. Now, without further ado, I give you Zen and the Art of Transcendence. Happy New Year. Over the past few months, we have been delving into spiritual practice. Over the course of time, we've learned about personal, communal, spiritual, mind, body, soul, life, and justice. We have talked about meditation, creativity, and finding joy in the everyday. Each provided us with examples we could use in our daily existence toward finding peace within ourselves. So, where does this leave us? For many, it is simply enough to find a practice that fits into our daily life and gives us a break from the mundane. There's nothing wrong with that, and I honor those who find a way to do it. But what if those for us, for whom a spiritual practice becomes so ingrained in our souls that we want to move forward and we start searching for more? Obviously, few of us are seeking to become monks who spend each waking moment searching for the full connection they feel when they reach Zen. Yet, it is possible to find that same connection through the determination and decision to leave behind those things that do not serve us and keep us from growing fully human. For life is a series of lessons if we choose to learn them. And we do attract what we put effort into. Those things are indisputable in both spirituality and psychology. But it is an integration of those things that are negative with the integration of those things that are positive that creates a fully functioning, aware human being. It is not toxic positivity that always tells you to get rid of negative thoughts any more than it is a focus on fear and the negative. Life is about balance and finding a way to deal with your reality without sinking into the type of insanity which seems so prevalent in today's current and social political climate. Transcendence means to go beyond your limitations or to exceed the limitations of thought. For many religions, that is represented by a personal relationship with God. For others, it is represented by Zen and the ability to rise above what is in this world so it can be observed without judgment. For psychologists, it represents the ability to overcome trauma and deep soul damage to become the person you were intended to be. I've been thinking about this a great deal lately as a person who experienced trauma, as a life coach, and as president of this congregation. As such, I will be looking at transcendence at a personal and communal level. When you've experienced a trauma that is so deep, it shakes your very existence, there are generally a few stages that you need to go through. First, we tend to wrap ourselves up in it, burrito stage, as I call it, and wear it as a blanket. This is okay. It's normal, and it's part of the grieving process. However, as you get further away from the traumatic experience, you begin to have choices. Are you going to grow through the experience, or are you going to allow it to become a defining factor in how you live your life? If you decide you don't want to stay in that dark place of fear and anger, you usually go through what I call the dark night of the soul. This part is excruciating, and it has its own pitfalls. Many trauma victims end up stuck here until they conclude that the pain of staying put is more unbearable than the pain of moving forward. It is at this stage that a lot of people come to looking for a UU church, trying to find a way forward from the pain. It is one of the best parts of the UU tradition, in my opinion, because they are looking for a way to move forward from past experience, and we can provide something unique that gives them the support as they grow. I've been thinking a lot this week about how The Wizard of Oz is an analogy for the political climate at the time Baum wrote it, but it is also an analogy for personal transcendence. Each character in there starts out with a personal problem, or as they see it, a defect they wish to change. Like life, once they have decided to seek a way to change that issue, they are thrown into every possible situation that will challenge them to find a way to overcome it. It isn't until they uncover the secrets that hold them that they discover they always had the ability. They were just not seeing the answers because they were wrapped up in the pain. Like it or not, life is a series of lessons thrown at us, and we will always attract those opportunities needed for healing. It is a personal choice as to whether we recognize them and find a way past what is holding us back. One of the most interesting conundrums of the UU tradition is that we fight injustice in the world, while often failing to recognize it on a personal level. This results in a victim mindset for someone who isn't ready to move forward, and the tendency for others to practice codependency. Their intentions are good. Many want it both ways, and it's a problem. We are perfectly willing to hold corporations and government accountable for transcending beyond a limited worldview, yet we don't do so on a personal level. The reality is that what happens on a personal level is what is out there globally. Unless we help others to transcend their personal trauma and take responsibility for their actions, we cannot expect the same of the rest of the world, such as my need to rewrite this sermon once I recognized I had to take personal responsibility for some of the wording in the last one. We seek to become more diverse and bring in others to the fold. These others also come with trauma and are at various stages in their growth path. How can we help them if we ourselves are still wrapped up in our own division and are unwilling to work toward a way past seeing the world as them versus us? It's akin to putting a 10-year-old in charge of a playground full of 4-year-olds who all want the same toy. Utter chaos ensues, and somebody's got to be the adult eventually. This doesn't mean we don't listen. And it doesn't mean we don't honor that each of us is on a personal journey. It does mean that we take personal responsibility for our growth and will occasionally need to find a way to tell gently and lovingly someone else, their actions are not acceptable. It does mean that we honor everyone's story and allow them to express their trauma and differences in open and honest communication. It doesn't mean that we force them to grow up. We can only provide the opportunity and the reminders. Growth and transcendence is always optional and it's personal. So I am asking you all to consider where you are on a personal level, because unless we are open to growing, learning, and changing on a personal level, we cannot change anything on a global or communal level. Thank you.
We laugh, we cry, we live, we die, we dance, we sing our song. We need to feel there's something here to which we can belong. We need to feel the freedom just to have some time alone. Most of all, we need close friends we can call our very own. And we believe in life and in the strength of love. And we have found a need to be together. We have our hearts to give. We have our thoughts to receive. And we believe that sharing is an answer. A child is born among us, and we feel a special glow. We see time's endless journey as we watch the baby grow. We thrill to hear imagination freely running wild. We dedicate our minds and hearts to the spirit of this child. And we believe in life and in the strength of love. And we have found a need to be together. And with the grace of age, we share the wonder of you. And we believe that growing is an answer.
Let there be an offering to sustain and strengthen this place which is sacred to so many of us, a community of memory and hope. For we are now the keepers of the dream. To make an offering or your pledge, please go to oakcliffuu.org/donate and follow the links.
From you I receive, to you I give. Together we share, and from this we live. De ti yo recibo, a ti te doy. Así compartimos y vivimos hoy. From you I receive, to you I give. Together we share, and from this we live. De ti yo recibo, a ti te doy. Así compartimos y vivimos hoy.
Let Our Lives Be a Prayer by Joel Miller. Let our lives be a prayer that waters dry souls, mends broken hearts, refuses to be terrorized, seeks this world's beauty, and carries us through its storms.
We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again.
And now in Spanish. Encendimos esta llama, pero no la luz de la verdad, el calor de comunidad o el fuego de nuestro compromiso. Estos los llevamos en el corazón hasta que estemos juntos otra vez.
I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river in my soul. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river in my soul. I've got joy like a fountain. I've got joy like a fountain. I've got joy like a fountain in my soul. I've got joy like a fountain. I've got joy like a fountain. I've got joy like a fountain in my soul. I've got love like an ocean. I've got love like an ocean. I've got love like an ocean in my soul. I've got love like an ocean. I've got love like an ocean. I've got love like an ocean in my soul. I've got pain like an arrow. I've got pain like an arrow. I've got pain like an arrow in my soul. I've got pain like an arrow. I've got pain like an arrow. I've got pain like an arrow in my soul. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river in my soul. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river